At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Happy Wednesday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. It is Coffee with Krueger. How's everybody doing out there this morning? I didn't get a chance. Oh, you know what? I forgot to kind of get everything set up here for getting everybody set up here on social. Oh boy. I had a kind of a bit of a little snafu this morning here because something happened with my 24-hour channel. It just kind of quit on me here. Boy, what's going on here? Refresh, there we go. And it kind of quit on me. So I kind of woke up this morning, I came in and it was like, whoa, the 24-hour channel's down and all of that good stuff. So it was definitely kind of one of those mornings where I had to kind of get stuff going, had to get things ready to go and all that good stuff. And it was definitely a bit of a challenging morning, if you will. But overall, I can't complain. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. Of course, we got a 3-day weekend for many of you. I don't, but that's okay. That's all good. You know, not everybody gets a 3-day weekend, but many of you will kind of get to wrap up the unofficial start, or should we say the unofficial end of summer. All right, we got Tracy, Shelley, and Chappie all checking in this morning, saying good morning. Good morning to you all. Thank you for checking in this morning here. Hey, let's go ahead and take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. For those of you just kind of checking in and want to know what the weather's going to be so you can head out the door, get your kids off to school, get off to work, wherever it is you need to go, making any appointments, you'll be good to go. Once you watch Krueger's Quickcast, you'll know what to expect today. All right, so you'll know what to expect heading out the door this morning. Mid to upper 60s for most of us in the valley this morning. 65 for Redding, 64 in Chico. Pretty much carbon copy of what we've seen here in the last several weeks, really. Temperatures mid upper 40s for the mountains. We've got upper 40s for Eureka, but a bit warmer in Crescent City at about 58 degrees. We take a look at that visibility. It looks like we're seeing some patchy fog out there this morning, and I say that. Take a look at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad. We are seeing some of those low clouds kind of hovering in that area there. But when we take you over to Crescent City, it's a bit of a different story out there. Look at that. What a gorgeous start to the day out in Crescent City. This is at the Harbor District cam there. And you can clearly see not a cloud to be seen off in the distance there. So turning out to be a gorgeous start. But again, you head down to the south and there it is. There, of course, are the overcast skies. It looks a little chilly. Someone out there walking their dog. But boy, yeah, you head on over even to, say, Redding. Out at the Sundial Bridge. Looks pretty good this morning. Looks like a good morning for a walk. Some people looks like they've got their long pants on, their long sleeves on. So I guess for some, maybe a little chilly. But turning out to be a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. As we head out the door. All right, tell you what, that's before we get back to me. We don't want to see me. We want to get to the forecast. Whew, man, I gotta get it together this morning. All right, let's get you out the door this morning. So there you can see here temperatures. You may notice, especially if you're heading out about 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, once the sun comes up, it's going to start warming up a little bit faster each day. That's just because we've got high pressure building in and it is going to be warmer out there. Looks like temperatures are going to be the mid to upper 50s for the coast, most of the higher elevations, but Modoc County low 50s and looks like somewhere in the low 60s here for Trinity County. We take a look at your forecast and future cast and, you know, not much in the way of fog there along the coast for most of us, right? But we do expect to see a little bit of fog developing just off the coast there later on this afternoon and evening, maybe around Humboldt Bay as well, trying to work its way down into the 101 corridor there, but kind of in the Ferndale area, right? You might start to see some fog here later on this evening and into tonight. Otherwise, looking at plenty of sunshine for pretty much everyone today, and not to mention that heat. We did see a high of 100 degrees yesterday in Redding. Today, have a high of 101 for that daytime high. 98 for Corning, 99 for Chico. And of course, we're looking at temperatures in the 80s, some 90s in there for some of those higher elevations. And today, even around 70 for many of the coastal areas. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And, for the valley, we're basically going to be around 100 degrees, give or take. This is nothing unusual. The normal high is about 97 for this time of the year. So, yeah, it's above normal, but this isn't anything we can't handle, right? 102, that's going to be the hottest it'll be on Thursday. And then temperatures starting to drop, especially as we go into the weekend. Still kind of flirting with that 100-degree mark for Redding on Saturday. So starting off the weekend, yeah, hot. But we are cooling off. It's going to be warm, borderline hot, depending on how you look at 94 and 91 degrees. So your Labor Day, right around 90 in the valley. Your Labor Day for the coast, 66, upper 80s for the inland areas in Weaverville. But leading up to that, it's warmer the next few days, about 100 degrees inland, not to mention places like Weaverville. But then we see temperatures start to drop going into the weekend. Let's take you out to Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and Eastern Mountains. And yeah, same trend here. Temperatures going up through at least Friday before we see a dip in our temperatures, especially by the second half of the weekend and early next week. And then another climb in our temperatures after that. Quick look at the latest on the fires here. And the Boise fire as of last night, last check. I'm going to double check here again online and see if there are any updates to either of these fires. Looks like that is the same, and looks like the Boise fire is the same as well. So as of last night, 12,907 acres at 43% containment. The black line of containment there, mainly on the north and west side. We also have the latest fire perimeter for the Park Fire at just over 429,000 acres, almost 90% containment. Of course, these are, again, numbers as of last night. Haven't seen any new numbers this morning. Look at the wind gusts this morning. Not an issue. It looks a little breezy in some spots, but overall not that bad. Now, going into this afternoon, nothing major. You see a couple of those green dots in there. That's basically up to about 20 miles per hour. But overall, I mean, the winds are certainly going to be calmer for today. And dry. It's still going to be very dry out there. So that's going to keep that fire danger quite elevated. When it's hot and dry, doesn't matter if the winds are blowing or not, it still kind of keeps us in that elevated range, moderate to even close to high in some cases here for the valley, low to moderate for the mountains. Taking a look at Lake Oroville. Kind of a beautiful shot there. I love that shot, kind of looking out at the sun. You can see the distance there, the lake. Here's a different perspective of the lake here. This is looking out at North Forebay, and you can see not as much wind blowing over the lake there, turning into, looks like kind of that nice reflection in the water from the distance. You can see Main Street Chico on Highway 32. Traffic is still flowing smoothly there. We've got Highway 99 at Neal Road. Things are looking good there as well. Just kind of a quick tour of some of the cameras in the area as we take a look at Sundial Bridge Drive at Highway 44. It looks like we've got some traffic out there this morning. I want to remind you that I do these radio updates every weekday morning on 106X, OK Shasta, News Talk 1400. You can see the respective times there. The earliest is at 7:30 in the morning. With Don and Heather in the mornings, that is 106X, Redding's Rock at 7:50 in the morning. And then, of course, you got News Talk 1400 KQMS at just shortly after 8 o'clock in the morning. So be sure to check them out. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what happened. That was weird. Oh, yeah, I think, I just pushed the wrong button. That's weird. All right, anyway. That's what I did. I pushed the playlist. Interesting. But anyway, again, it's one of those days. A little off. Have you ever had those days where you're just like a little off? That's kind of what it feels like this morning. I don't know what it is, but I feel fine. Feel healthy. Heck, even my hair's a little off. Look at that. How's everybody doing out there this morning? Yes, we've got the Intermountain Fair. I wish I could stay up to date with everything that's going on, but I guess that's where you all come in, right? You all help me out with that. We got the don't forget the Intermountain Fair this weekend. So, had I known, I just didn't know. We had made plans. We're heading out to the fair out in Ferndale, out on the coast here this weekend. We're going to be driving up there on Saturday. and then coming back on Sunday. So it's just a quick trip to the coast here. We're looking forward to it. So I guess we can't be everywhere at once, right? I mean, we can't be at all the fairs, we can't be at all the events, all that good stuff, but you know, we do what we can here. So I'm looking forward to that. But yes, the Intermountain Fair in MacArthur, that's always a fun one. I've been to that one before. We've got Bill, we've got on this Rainbow Bridge Remembrance Day, I'm remembering past pets. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. We have that. I've got the calendars up in here. Or the calendar for the day. What happened? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm on top of it here today, aren't I? Yes. Let's check that out. So these are the different day. This is the National Calendar Day. So we got National Sport Sampling Day. That is today. This is kind of, I guess, a good opportunity, maybe introduce the kiddos to maybe a different type of sport. Because sometimes you just don't know. And it's weird. I think of my nephew. He is this amazing pole vaulter, apparently. He's got schools in Texas. He's in Texas. He's got schools in Texas that are scouting him. I mean, who knew, right? And I can't remember exactly how he got exposed to pole vaulting, but he did. And look at him now. He's this great pole vaulting star locally there in Texas. National Thoughtful Day. Well, it's a good, I'd say every day should be National Thoughtful Day. We should just dedicate one day to it. You should be thoughtful every day. National Red Wine Day. It kind of brings me back to that song, the UB40. Anybody know? Am I dating myself here? In the 80s, Red Wine. National Power Rangers Day. I guess it's a cartoon that the kids used to watch. National Bow Tie Day. You know, I have a buddy, Rob Elvington. You may remember him. He was a meteorologist I worked with here, and of course has been gone for a while. He actually wanted that to be a shtick, a bow tie, but I remember my boss at the time was like, no, that's probably not a good idea to wear the bow tie as your thing. So he didn't wear the bow tie. It was kind of sad. I thought that was kind of neat. And he actually knew how to tie a bow tie. He didn't do the clip-on thing. He actually really knew how to tie a bow tie. He had a whole selection. So it was really neat. I learned at one point, but it's hard. It's really hard. I don't know what it is, but I had a hard time getting that bow tie perfectly. And this is the one that you were talking about, Chappie, Debbie Mitchell, saying on Rainbow Bridge Day. So I don't really 100% know what that is, but I have heard about it before. So thank you for reminding me. Day to remember the pet companions we've lost. Okay, so, you know, I've got a dog now that I love dearly. And she is just the sunshine in my life, of course, aside from, of course, my wife. My wife is the sunshine in my life, but we love the dog. I mean, we both, we smother the dog with love. But before we had Nessie, when I met my wife, she had a dog called Hercules. He was this great dog, lots of great energy, kind of gotten himself in he got into trouble. He wasn't a bad dog. He just kind of, you know, just got himself in trouble, I guess, especially in his younger years. But he passed, and so every once in a while, you know, we kind of run into pictures of him and just kind of remember what a great dog he was. He was so sweet. And I have a cat that, in probably my mid-20s, I was working at a station in Texas, and we did Pet of the Week, and they brought in this white cat. That I fell in love with the cat. We did the segment. I did the segment with the cat, and right afterwards I said, I'm adopting this cat. So we went in and got it, and that actually wasn't the cat I ended up adopting. I adopted one of the kittens of the mother of the cat that was Pet of the Week. So yeah, but anyways, I named her. She was a white cat, just full on white, long hair, well, kind of the short hair actually, and she was, oh my gosh, she was just the best cat in the world. Loved me. I loved her. And, you know, I went through some hard times in my mid to late 20s, just kind of going through a lot of life changes, and it was difficult. So that cat was there. It was just like my rock, and I loved it. And she passed, gosh, right before Aiden was born. I remember that. And one of the things someone had told me is that, you know, the cat was there for me during my life when I needed it most. And Aiden was about to be born. And the cat knew, my time here is up. I've done what I needed to do with you on this planet, and now it's time for me to move on. And shortly after my cat died, Aiden was born. And obviously it was amazing. So kind of an interesting story there, but I suppose I went on a long little tangent there, but that just kind of gives you an idea of what I'm celebrating on this Rainbow Bridge Day. My wife will be celebrating, and I will be celebrating, of course, Hercules, and my cat Cirrus. I'll be celebrating just such a great bright spot in my life years and years ago. All right, that was fun. How about you? How many of you are celebrating it? And do you have a dog or a cat or anything that you had that you loved dearly? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, we are going to go ahead and get you to the forecast. And before we do that, of course, we need to mention our sponsors. I always want to remind you that, without our sponsors, Weather NorCal would not exist. We know that, right? And that's how TV works, and that's how Weather NorCal works as well. So, Coffee with Krueger, this entire show, it is sponsored by and made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, you can enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Again, Wind River Casino, thank you very much. All right, here's our headlines or temperatures that we're seeing out there right now. Again, we are starting off with some fairly mild temperatures here. And 65 degrees for Redding, 68 degrees for Red Bluff, 64 in Chico. We do have 45 Alturas as well as Bernie. I mean, nice chilly start to the day there. 49 degrees for Susanville, 50 in Mount Shasta City. And there you can see right around 50, upper 40s for Eureka, but a tad warmer out in Crescent City right now at the temperature of about 60 degrees. So the summer heat has returned. We saw it yesterday. Many of us in the valley did get to the upper 90s, about 100 degrees. Triple digit heat in the valley through the rest of this week, I'm expecting, at least through Friday. And then a cooling trend going into the weekend. And even though we're warming back up next week, no major heat waves are heading our way anytime soon. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing that big heat, 105, 110, making its way here anytime soon at all. I'm not seeing it. All right, so there you can see the winds are fairly calm out there this morning. A few spots seeing some breezes, but nothing terribly concerning here. Not that bad this afternoon here. You can see kind of keeping it mainly below 10, even 15 miles per hour. Then we go into Thursday, and again, mainly below 15 miles per hour in most cases here. And as we go into your Friday, again, no major wind events here over the next few days. You can see here, wind's picking up a little bit in some spots here, mainly 15 miles per hour or higher. And that will kind of be illustrated when we look at our fire weather risk here. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the humidity, which is very low again here for today. And it looks like it's going to be even lower as we take you into your Thursday, down to the single digits still. And then that'll, of course, be the case here as we take you into your Friday as well. So again, what that means for a fire weather risk today, mainly in that moderate, to getting close to that high range here. Then as we go into your Thursday for the valley, we're in the moderate to high. We're seeing the oranges there. Low to moderate for some of the higher elevations. You're starting to see some yellows begin to peek in there. And then look at Friday. Again, the humidity is dropping. Temperatures are going up, and the winds are picking up in some areas as well. And as a result, we're now mainly in that high category for the valley. Even into central Siskiyou County, you're looking at Shasta Valley there. That is also in the high range, and even the moderate to high range in some spots here for some of the eastern mountains. So we've got to be on the lookout for that as we kind of wrap up the work week. The winds picking up, the humidity dropping, and the heat also picking up. So that's going to give us that elevated fire danger. A couple of main things you'll notice here, all the rain and of course the area of low pressure right here. Look at the snow they're seeing off into Canada right now. This is a cold storm system, but the thing is, it really hasn't had much of an impact on us, so it's moving on out of here. This area of low pressure right here will eventually impact us. It's not a cold area of low pressure, but it does have more mild air associated with it. So once it does move through, it is going to bring us more mild temperatures and maybe just maybe a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms in the forecast as well. We'll get into that here in a second. Let's take a look at Futurecast for today and tomorrow. There you can see, of course, just a few clouds trying to develop here just off the coast. And tonight, tomorrow morning, looks like that fog is off the coast, and then it kind of works its way from the south, getting into really south of even Humboldt County. So still looking at plenty of sunshine, even going into your Thursday. But by Thursday night into Friday, we start to see some of that fog work its way northward into southern Humboldt County in particular through 5 p.m. on Friday. And then you see the clouds that are developing Friday. That is a sign of some of the monsoon moisture that's starting to work its way in by the end of this week and through the weekend. And by Saturday, Sunday, you can see Sunday in particular, it is picking up on the chance for thunderstorms. But earlier this morning, the forecast model didn't show that. So we're still seeing some discrepancy in the long-range forecast models, indicating sometimes that, yes, it's showing a chance for rain, other times not so much. So really, it all depends on if that monsoon moisture does work its way as far enough to the west. If it does, then yes, we've got that potential in there. So for your Labor Day weekend, if you are heading off and maybe doing some camping off into Modoc County, Lassen, or Eastern Plumas County, just be aware of the fact that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there may be that potential for some showers and even some thunderstorms popping up, especially mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. Otherwise, throughout the day, it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. And then going through next week, it looks like that monsoon moisture is out of here. We're dry through Wednesday of next week. But again, we're talking about the temperatures too. Again, this is not a cold area of low pressure, but it is going to kind of inch its way closer to us as we get to through the week. However, high pressure is rebuilding as we speak. That's why it got hotter yesterday. It will be hotter again today and tomorrow, and even Friday. That's through Friday. Then this more mild air starts to push eastward, pushing that heat to the south and east, and as a result, our temperatures will drop, especially as we go into Sunday and Monday. Now, it's not a major drop, but some of us, the cooler spots in the valley, could even quite possibly drop down into the upper 80s for your daytime highs for your Labor Day. But for the most part, in the low 90s for the valley, and of course, probably 80s for the higher elevations, and mid 60s for the coast. That moves on out. We go into really through the middle and latter part of next week, that high pressure will start to build back in. Now, it's not right on top of us, but we will see an increase in our temperatures after Monday. And, the long range, looking at Climate Prediction Center, is putting us in that warmer than normal category. But, we take a look at the month of August so far, right? The first 2 weeks, mainly above normal. Really the first week and a half. The last 2 weeks plus, we've been over 2 weeks. We have been below 100 degrees here. From the 12th all the way to the 26th. Look at that. A 2 week frame, a 2 week time frame right there. All the way below 100 degrees. But then yesterday, back up to 100. And then looking at the long range here, yes, back up to 100 or higher through Friday. There's that dip for the second half of the weekend into Monday, and the temperature is going back up again. But again, this is nothing major. 102 degrees, yeah, it's hot, right? But we can handle that. And it doesn't even look like it's going to be quite as hot. It's still hot, but not as hot for next week. Now, the wave heights, they're still fairly high out there today. That's why there's a small craft advisory, but those wave heights should start to retreat as we do go into your Thursday. So your marine forecast for your Wednesday. North winds at 15 to 20 knots. Waves from the northwest at 8 feet at 8 seconds. There's your high and your low tide, and there's that small craft advisory. That'll probably be allowed to expire as we go into tomorrow. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures hovering around 100 degrees here through Friday. Dipping as we go into the weekend and early next week. Today, though, upper 90s to about 100 degrees for some of those warmer spots. 97 Hayfork, 88 degrees for Wildwood, 91 for Forest Glen and Ruth, about 92 degrees. Take you off to the north coast here, 82 degrees for Red Crest. Again, a little off today. 94 degrees for Garberville, 76 for Shelter Cove, and Honeydew about 89 degrees. And out towards Ferndale, maybe heading out to the fair, should be a pretty nice day. 72 degrees for that daytime high. 75 in Fortuna and Hinesville, about 76 degrees. Take you up north, and I think we can see some triple-digit heat for the inland areas through Friday before those temperatures do start to drop. But along the coast, I mean, pretty nice. You're close to 70 in Eureka, Arcata 71, Trinidad 79 degrees. It's actually getting kind of warm. 83 degrees for Smith River, 87 for Gas Key. There you can see Oric about 76 degrees. Taking a look at your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, temperatures mid-90s along the Highway 96 corridor, but low 90s for I-5 corridor there, right around 90 for a high today in Montague, 89 degrees for Gazelle, and for Scott Valley, mainly in the low 90s, basically about 86 degrees for Fort Jones, but 91 for Greenview and Etna, and 89 degrees in Callahan. We take you off into central and eastern Siskiyou County, where temperatures there should be in the upper 80s, but about 93 degrees for Dunsmuir, one of the warmer spots there, low 90s up to the north and to the east. Let's take a look at your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, and the temperatures are going to be pretty nice today, but going up Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, and then they start to dive back down into the 80s by Sunday and into your Labor Day. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast 80s, 90s, just depending on where you are. Viola 81, but warmer in Shingletown at 86, and Paynes Creek about 94 degrees. Take you out to Lake Almanor and to Chester. Those temperatures are going to be in the 90s for Chester by Thursday, Friday, even around 90 on Saturday, back down to the 80s by Sunday. Let's take you out to Paradise and out towards Susanville. Temperatures also increasing through Friday before we see a drop in temperatures over the weekend, 80s by Monday, Sunday and Monday. There's a look at your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south. You can see Durham about 96. We could, for all intents and purposes, still see about 100 degrees here in Chico, and that'll be the case here at least through Thursday, maybe even Friday, before temperatures do drop after that. 101 for the city of Shasta Lake. 96 for Lakehead and Whiskeytown, 101 for Palisadro, and Cottonwood a high of 101. Here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. 101 today, 102 Thursday. That's kind of the peak. So basically just above 100 degrees through Friday. And then there you can see temperatures are going to be in the upper 90s. It could even still touch 100 degrees on Saturday before we see a dip in our temperatures on Sunday, Labor Day 91 and 96 degrees as we take you into your Tuesday of next week. By the way, I want to remind you that what we just went through, we looked at that fly through of all of the different neighborhoods. I want you to go to weathernorcal.com and you can have access to what you just saw there on your screen. You can click on at the very top. You see the very top? It says neighborhoods and then Valley, Trinity, Northcote. Those are all the 6 neighborhoods right there. Now, not only can you get access to all of the maps, you can see a daily planner here for Chico, Red Bluff, Redding, and the Valley. You can see the forecast for today. You've got the 7-day forecast for the 3 locations there as well. And there's a little, forecast discussion that I read up Monday through Friday. And then there you can see a video. Every morning I give a video forecast for all of the 6 different neighborhoods that just give you an idea of what to expect for the day. And then, of course, you've got that 7-day forecast in there as well. So be sure to check that video forecast out if you're maybe traveling to any of the areas here in Northern California. You can always check out any of the 6 neighborhoods. Maybe you're heading out to Trinity County. Maybe you're heading out to the coast and you're going to be heading out to the fair this weekend. Well, you can take a look at the 7-day forecast and see what it's going to be like in, say, Eureka. That's going to be near the Ferndale area. That's probably about what the temperatures will be like here over the weekend. Looks like some clouds and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s throughout the weekend for the fair out there in Ferndale. But you can also see that right here. I'll click on it here and you can see a big picture here for your Wednesday, 72 degrees in Ferndale. Maybe you're heading out to the fair there today. And of course, as you know, we have got the Intermountain Fair right in MacArthur. Fall River Mills, at least you got the temperature there. You can click on that. And you can see what it's going to be like in Susanville. You can see what it's going to be like in Mineral. How about Paradise? There you can see Bieber, Fall River Mills, Bernie, Hat Creek, Old Station. All of those are in there for today. And then, of course, you've got your 7-day forecast, 4 different ones, Bernie, Chester, Paradise, and Susanville for the Eastern Mountains. So, and of course, not to mention the planners as well. So be sure to check that out. I just think that's a great resource. That was one of my great visions. And when I started Weather NorCal is being able to basically give everyone an opportunity who live in a lot of the outlying rural areas that they can get a good, reliable forecast from someone who's been forecasting in this region for 25 years now. So be sure to check that out. Again, it's a great resource and I think many of you will enjoy it. Yeah, a lot of people kind of reminding me about the Intermountain Fair. I certainly appreciate that. That is going on this Labor Day weekend. Should be a lot of fun. So, of course, be sure to keep a close eye on the forecast for that one. Well, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Let's take a look at some of the cameras out there this morning, and we'll kind of see what's going on here. There you can see we're starting off with, right now, what looks to be the camera out at Elk Country, just north of Trinidad. And looking a little foggy out there this morning, but overall, you know what? Is that? Yeah, it is right. It is right. Just double checking. Is it? What's going on here? Well, no, it still shows that it's live. Is it? It is connected. All right, never mind. Again, just a little off today. So there you go, folks. Have yourselves a great Wednesday. It's hump day. We're halfway through the week. And stay cool. It's getting warmer out there. And until I see you tomorrow morning, have yourselves a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. right here on Coffee with Krueger.